Hi, welcome back. Northstar with another Popup Dungeon Let's Play here. I apologize if some of you wondering saw me in the last fight and then this one partway in. Someone went and if I remember saying with intentionally said my name when I know I'm streaming and know that I don't put my stream names on it as a passive aggressive move. I don't know if the noise cancelling removed that. But it was a short video, and usually it muffles it when someone says something it's not entirely clear. I don't want to risk it. So yeah, this person is a prick and narcissistic as hell. So that's what I have to deal with when I'm family I'm living with. Ironically, just as I was saying what a good mood I am earlier, which I mean I am, because there's maybe some stuff that might lead somewhere with long COVID research. I have to look more into it, and you know, I'm not gonna give the spiel on that, especially, but well, maybe I will, but not this very second. Maybe I'll end up talking about it later, but it's a bit, and I want to talk about it if I'm not sure it's gonna be anything. Anyways, wanted to do Howling Curse here, and then yeah, that gives 18 AP. Jay will be able to move here later and completely top off her AP. So that's part of why she's here. Next turn she may be able to sanctify the Lich or the Witch. I can't believe that person did that. This is my life, though. I have to deal with people who think that it's okay. I literally heard this person laughing after they said my name. Step aside the door and close it, and they laughing. That upsets me. But yeah, abusive family is unfortunate, something I've had to deal with most of my life, and these narcissistic pricks in my way to think they're the shit and think they can do anything they want to me. If I don't worship the ground I walk on, basically. Which I do not bow to, because that, you know, there's, well, narcissists have an unlimited appetite for that stuff anyways. For flattery and such, you're not gonna make them or scare it to third. You're not gonna make them not do these things. You just keep at it. Better to just use fourth gear here. Is the damage reflective of pack pad? There we go. Cool. Down 2 enemies. Thing is, the companions get stronger as the difficulty goes up, so may never be quite as hard as I thought, because I saw him as a beast. Just a beast. Alright. Anyhow, but it is spring here. It's very cold. The heat's currently out. Sorry, you know, the same family member name also sometimes listens outside the door. They can't bear the thought of my talking to random people on the internet that might say anything bad about them, but well, I'm not identifying them specifically. It's, you can't treat people like that. You can't go around intentionally saying their name to, especially in this YouTube, is my only chance at survival.
Here is your affirmation.
The government screwed me out of SSDI because some of my work was for a university, so I didn't have to pay payroll tax. They had an exemption for that. That created that situation back in the 90s, for what it's worth. Shoot, maybe I should have moved him out of the way. Darn it. Yeah, those pep hats to me daily. I'll win anyways, but...
Rust. What rust?
Yeah.
Don't even bother attacking.
There's an enchanted armor. Power on our pen and the dragon, that's gonna be a problem.
I smelt it
I'm
and I
enchanted
dealt.
to beat you. Standing guard.
That makes sense, since if you take down the smithy,
I
the
do
enchanted
not
armor
seek
disappears. For it to guard him. You can also chop away at people. Deal a little damage. I mean, it's kind of limited uses of that, so... whatever. Chip away, slowly.
My path is righteous.
There we go, some zeal strikes. Sorry, so other than that bit of a mood ruiner from
Stay close.
some of the more vicious people I'm related to. One of the more vicious people I'm related to. No, they're not all bad. There's a more distant relative who just was sharing an article with other family about long COVID, and so is apparently starting to learn about, which the fact that the person cares enough to do that makes me happy. You know, since some of the family act like it's not important that my life was ruined by this disease. But I don't know. It's one of the younger family members. The kids are okay, as the saying goes. Not my kid, but anyways.
The darkness will not rise.
Probably should have just summoned a phoenix with James, but whatever. Bring out the Quisitor. Not the most useful thing to do, though. Or increase the witch's ability to maybe turn the dragon into a candy corn. That sounds like a better idea. Anti-heal. Seeing as negative healing received. Amusing. Let's give her speed for now. So our Inquisitor AP buff disappeared.
We are pilgrims in an
I mean, she
unholy
had the buff, but Inquisitor was set up to give it as she walked by, and then the Inquisitor got murdered by that Pagpad, i.e. an imp. Pagpad is just a legendary imp.
I'm getting tired. Are you aiming?
This gives him a
Be at peace.
greater zeal strike. He could have used it. Use it next
Let's
time
make
someone
this
deals
quick.
damage. Oh well. One thing throws me off, and then I start playing much more suboptimally, and then I get upset. I'm not playing very well. Kind of a vicious cycle, honestly. I mean, something like that could. Problem is, there are far right people on the line. Would love to find my identity and threaten me, so this person is basically. And I've explained it to the person saying my name. They'd be risking my life saying my name on stream when I'm streaming. Because some of these people, I've received death threats before on the line from fascists. So on Reddit, before I left that platform, before the asshole mods took the moderator who was swearing at me because I called someone else out who was swearing at people for being uncivil. And the guy was accusing me of saying things I didn't say because he mixed me up with someone else. The moderator, not a moderator of Reddit, of a sub. Right? But before I left there, on political subs, I had gotten personal message death threats by a couple of right wingers. They would create like duplicate accounts, as far as I could tell, with generic names, so probably not the real main accounts, and send me death threats. So that's a thing, and I do not need my real name being out there on the internet. And I've explained this before, too.
Thank the lizard, it's booze day.
Alright. A lot of 1 AP abilities, which are the most efficient of turning AP into damage, so. Skill ability is surprisingly effective character. Self-damage enables us to actually do more damage. It'd be better if this was not a percentage of HP, but at lower levels, like less than 1,000, this would do less damage to self than an absolute amount. It's kind of easier to read, I suppose. Closing on the smithy. Block his escape. You know what? Why am I even bothering? The Ottoman can. I know he's strong, it's physical, but. Oh yeah. Still does enough.
I've got a full plate here.
Dead.
By the Forges. The flame will never die.
Knowledge is power. That's not bad either.
Why does it think that that's.
There is a rich lore to this item.
There's no equipment degradation. Whatever. Game probably does not recognize that it's currently disabled. Maybe there's something else hidden I'm not seeing. Whatevs. Sometimes it does that, and sometimes it doesn't. Where it rates something stronger, it's not. It's exactly the same.
A moment of silence for the fallen.
Um.
Wait, is that loot?
I'll keep it safe.
But yeah, regardless of family members, can't
Staff to lean. Knowledge is power. That's not bad either.
let me just be productive at my streaming and happy about something.
Indulge me.
I think this is the vigil. Doesn't like. Seems to know some. in a good mood, and that's always when.
Ugh. Could you clean this off for me, please?
Add to form durations could be useful on skelly bellies or phoenixes or can heal summons, yeah. I'll let her
Clean this off
patch
for me,
up.
please.
Pretty useful ability, actually. Patch up. I have several summoners. I have 3 in the
I
party.
will sanctify it with my touch.
1 companion and 2 my actual hero characters. Huh. Can have the paladin taunt, or could do Brock. Yeah, probably be better in Brock's hands. He's the more tanky. Or just tough enough enemies don't go for him as much as Hrothgar, but he's still a lot more fragile than Brock usually. Okay, now we're up to Ascension 40. Still growing, at least. Faster than it normally would. This is the 4th fight. That'll be at least 42, probably the next fight. And then on the 5th fight, and then maybe 44. That'll be like 45, 46, 47. When I start the actual endless run proper. Cool. But yeah, I think I also mentioned before, this is the same day I've talked about this before, so it's not like it's progressing away, but there's, you know, someone on a dating app who seemed really unusually sweet and like a warmer, more understanding person than most, so maybe they're trying to be someone who's kind enough, empathetic enough to not just immediately, oh, you've got long COVID, I want nothing to do with you, or at least be kind about it, because when people are kind about it, it's much better than when they're jerks. But someone once who literally was nasty and rudely laughed at me when before unmatching, when they found I'm not a physician, because they didn't read my profile carefully, just so I had some education at medical school, even though I was very clear it was studying sciences, not, you know, on the like graduate school side, not on the MD side of medical school. Now I'm at, you know, because they were too freaking lazy to read my profile correctly. They'd gotten the wrong idea and then laughed at me when I said I'm not a healthcare practitioner, because I'm not, you know. Even when I was working, I wasn't. I was a scientist trying to become a physician. Trying to get into an MD. Doing special masters with a straight A's, and also some other research job focused education and background in research. So, you know, clinical scientist type, clinical researcher type, biomedical researcher. I guess it would originally might have been considered a basic biomedical sciences type person, and I progressed more on the side of like doing animal studies of diseases that affect humans, and then I progressed to stuff that was actually about how to like run clinical trials, and not to actually run it because technically a physician runs it, but to actually do the actual management that helps it go, and, you know, an analysis, a lot of so a lot of different things, and it was kind of a management thing, but it had good job opportunities. They need managers in clinical trials, and
never turn your face
having someone who's got an understanding of the sciences, because they come from a scientific research background, is particularly, and that was something I was doing alongside a special masters, and I was getting straight A's in both, so I was probably just going to get right into an MD.
There is a storm on the horizon.
Almost everyone with straight A's in that special masters would. Almost everyone who got over 3.5, they were saying is, and yeah. And then I got sick right before I graduated, with long COVID, like very shortly before, when just on my last semester. Freaking sucks. Could have been a physician almost for sure. Was applying, you know, to MD programs at that time, because by the time I finished out later in the cycle would have been able to, confirm finishing my last classes and then just need to a research project. Continue, I'd been doing a research project, but the pandemic kind of screwed up, so finding a new one and, if necessary, a library one, and using, because the way the thing was is, and maybe revealing too much, but I could do both the library thing and the existing thing I had done before, which covered my exposure to actual clinical research, even though it fell apart because of the pandemic. I got enough experience to meet that requirement, so I could have then done a library thesis, basically, for the actual. Anyways, point being is, some people are jerks.
Darkness will not rise.
Some people are kind.
These elven eyes have seen
And some
much
people are truly
suffering.
exceptional and can see, there's more to a person than just their ability to make money. And
Have you, my pretty?
it's not like everyone, wants to have kids or whatever anyways. And I personally had decided I didn't. So why does it matter if I won't make the money to support a family? I mean, long COVID obviously keeps me in poverty. It sucks, but if I have something to offer a person emotionally and as, how would I say it? As a romantic partner, there's more you offer someone than just the money you make in. If you end up settling down with someone.
Time for some explosive
Effort
action.
is the magic of
You're
man.
not gonna like
Like
this.
marrying them, then you still end up, there's more you contribute than just money. And not every relationship leads to that anyways, obviously. I'll pause this, finish the deployment, and be right back. And back. Fairly aggressive deployment, because I just want to get these enemies dealt with and get on to harder fights, and the actual Understone proper, which will just keep getting harder and harder with all these fights having set the starting difficulty much higher than normal, and it's fine. I'll probably start as close. I think I can start almost at 430, so I think 425. So start at 425 probably, and just get up to 30, and probably just keep going for a while, getting really large amounts of gold. I mean, I've already acquired 2 million, almost 3, this run. So,
These elven eyes have seen much
I don't
suffering.
know. But my spirits are a little low right this second because of toxic family member. They're higher and likely to recover if this person in dating I've been talking with, texting, and I think it continues to go well, especially if I come to believe that it's James, so I'll give him a holy promise.
The elements do my bidding.
That when I tell this person about my having long COVID, because the apps don't, there's not room there to put something like that. There's just very limited fields you can fill out. So, stuff like that has to come out in conversation, unfortunately. It's not like I'm withholding the info.
Every step can be a spell.
But, it's also more personal way, and something doesn't hurt to have a little trust built up first, either. So, if the
Time
person's
for some
going
explosive
to
action.
mock and mistreat you say about it or not. But anyways, someone already knows they like talking to is more likely to stick around than somebody who, finds that out right up front anyways, even if there was space in that, which there isn't this particular one.
My wrath undoes the wicked.
But it's not like I'm delusional or something. I have dated people before who were willing to date me despite my long COVID. those people are few and far between, and it makes it much harder to find someone. But 2 people? Of course, those were in the early stages before about 2 or 3 years in. I hit what, if it's anything like MECFS, where you get an immune exhaustion stage about 2 or 3 years in, I got much worse around that time. Could have been a reinfection, could have been immune exhaustion, I don't know what it was, but it's not like people asking how bad the symptoms are, usually,
A divine
when
favor.
they're deciding. Maybe they should. It has more to do with how, honestly, prideful someone is. They think they shouldn't have to do with anyone who's sick. Some people think that, and others,
The
you know,
light will guide me.
are much more empathetic human beings. That seems to be the bigger predictor than people. Fortunately, people hide being jerks well until they decide, you know, they don't care what you think anymore.
I will fear no evil.
But yeah, of course, both the people I dated, I don't think coincidentally, were not native-born Americans, because American culture is very psychopathic and unempathetic. They were both people who came to the country as immigrants and had different cultural perspectives towards things like disability. So, which this person does, it is a good sign in a way. Not a sign, but
Our
good predictor.
cause is true.
This person I'm talking to, besides my real liking them and them seeming to like talking with me, they're from a different culture that maybe sees things a little
I
differently.
walk through the valley.
Or it could have just been sheer chance that those 2 people were immigrants. It may have nothing to do with culture. But yeah, in the past, been what, disabled now? It's 2025, since 2021, 4 years now. I've been disabled long COVID, just almost exactly. I've dated 2 people. It's hard. Very few people want to date someone with it. And it's hard to even, you know, manage the dating even if someone is willing, because it can be exhausting, and I have very limited energy with long COVID. But this thing is weak against slashing, so I could just yeah. You could also reach the ogre potential, but the second gear went off haste, so I'll just deal with the Venusian then. Oh, stunned. Darn it. This thing is weak against earth. Whoops, my bad.
I have a few questions. Fear and surprise. Do you weigh more than a dove?
Just trying to figure out if someone's a witch, and there's literally a witch right there next to him. It's so funny, in a way. Maybe not. Maybe you don't consider it funny. I do, sort of. Because do you weigh more than a duck? For instance, it's all trying to figure out if someone's a witch. And there's literally a witch right there.
Get your lies out now while you still. This ability only works on enemies. In good faith. Repent, heathen.
My poison of choice? Sugar.
It's worth knowing the reduction defense. Yeah, we'll make that more effective. So, Venusian's dead now. Good's dead. Thanks, Inquisitor. Right, neither the Inquisitor nor James fall before the Venusian's turn, which only the unicorn comes next, so yeah, won't happen. Although it could be smart to spell if it could get there. You have to clear. Use it ability to destroy this obstacle and prioritize reaching the Venusian. No, but it would also have to remove this one. I don't think it can do it.
Make room! These are not for you.
AP for James. Yes, please. Oh, you get Vehemence. Or if it's somehow removed. Maybe I could give it to someone else, like Brock. Might be smarter. That'd be the last thing I want to do is let the unicorn out.
Which way?
Ah, great. Guess I can do that too. Wait, why is it not dead? Right. Why is it attacking?
Risk a little magic.
Oh, because it did a transfer. Burden. Oof. That was smart of them. It is Galaxy Brain, so. And there goes Hrothgar.
By the fire, friend.
That's not gonna save him.
The darkness will not rise.
Transfer damage. Heal. Why would it give heal to this thing? Oh, native healing received. Yeah, that's gonna kill it. Or probably weaken it. Oh, mistakes made. Probably still win. Quizzer at least can still get Brock. AP.
Don't go too
Shit,
far.
Skelly Belly.
Eternal dawn, light the way.
Fortunately, it heals. It hurts it a little instead of healing, but it still gives it more time to live, so 3 turns is enough. Unless I were to increase its healing received with this. Nah. I'd rather do that to Brock.
Feel the light course through your mortal veins.
All right, it's my turn now.
Stun shouldn't work well, so he should be able to reach the Venusian. At least. Quizzer give him AP on the way.
The truth has its benefits.
Cool. Guess might as well get between the lot. Well, no, if I deal with the thought I'm in. Just have to. This will probably do it. Oh! It actually did manage to stun him. But he has such high resistance. And it was an earth type ability, and he's very strong against earth. Oh well. This must have a ton of excess power. It does. 846. It's got armor pen too.
We are pilgrims in an unholy land.
So only 1% odds. Guess I should have given him an extra bubble with baptism. Right. Here's an ogre that doesn't has a currently, and I'll probably get again. So I should treat it as if it. Whoa, that's this thing is hard to kill. Really hard to kill.
A divine fate.
This is going worse than I thought it would. That's for sure.
I bring the flame.
Not dead yet. Can't be stunned. Yeah, because that's on cooldown. First scare it is. Slice and dice. Brock is no longer stunned. Goodbye, ogre. Still one unicorn and one ogre. This thing has a revive. Shoot.
The righteous have nothing to fear.
Hmm. So help a little, but
Where the spirit pulls, the body follows. The truth is solitary. You will serve as an example. This ability only works on enemies.
yes, I best make sure he's out of range of ogre.
I am no missionary.
I'll have you, my pretty. Now, no one will like you. Yazozo!
Did a well damage to the ogre. Just to try and drain its AP.
Children. This broom ain't for sweeping.
To clear space. Or path, I should say. See another skeleton. It's getting harder, but I can definitely win this fight. Fortunately, anti-heal. Well, that ability did drain some AP.
Our cause is true.
Oh no, you're gonna kill it. Urgh. Cool.
Who needs saving?
This thing didn't revive anything, so it's as good as dead.
Tread lightly. Feel free to die. I'll resurrect you.
Oop.
Eternal dawn, I call upon your light.
Whoops. Guess I should have figured that would happen. Would winter step and then she ended up hurting and then killing because they both had negative healing received. Oh well.
Let's make this quick.
That was my bad. Very much my bad.
Take that.
Yeah, take that, terrain. Alright. Not dead yet. Getting there though.
I will fear no evil. light will guide me. Here!
And victory.
Let's not do that again, okay?
Sloppy as I'm getting, still winning.
Been looking for this. More firepower. So this is the fat loot everyone was telling me about. More firepower.
This could be useful against Killbillies if he loses his current weapon at some point. Cool. Victory is mine.
Did anyone get any paper cuts? Let's honor the dead by putting their gear to use.
Another revive? If you moved. Probably should put that on someone who moves a lot. Ulrich.
A boon to our cause.
I like to give the paladin a revive if I come across one that's decent. He might gain strength with energy eventually, because it benefits his light abilities, and this is spirit, so it's also. He also has a little support, doesn't he? No support. Well, he could benefit from it with his heal.
So this is the fat loot everyone was telling me about.
An instrument for justice.
Need at least one character with crazy high resistance.
Sometimes greed is a necessary evil.
Depends on the most aggressive character who dies too easy. And a sci-fi level. Ascension 42. Starship Cruise. And getting close to the end here. You can see different. Makes it easier to tell them apart. They have different borders. This will be the 5th of 6 training fights. And then the endless run begins proper. Not really endless, but it calls it that. And that you choose when to end it. Anyways, I'll see you folks in the next video. Wish you all the best. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves. And may you always find a guiding star to lead you home. Until next time, this is Northstar. I do. Best luck.